Ghosts are not real. That's the lesson from Scooby Doo. Apart from the times where they were real. Mystery Incorporated, the ghosts are real. In the movie, the monsters are real. And in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo, there were, you guessed it, 12 ghosts, and then the show got cancelled. But in the original series, Scooby Doo Where Are You?
There's no such thing as a ghost.
It'll be some guy in a costume who would have gotten away with it. Or would they? Whenever the culprit is caught, there's a brief explanation of how they did it, how they pulled off the ghost trick. So I'm doing my own detective work to see if it's actually possible, using their own methods, to recreate the Scooby Doo spooks. Basically, I want to make a ghost. Yeah, I'm overthinking cartoons again, I'm sorry. I'm not. But, oh no, I can't leave this realm of the living because I'm being weighed down by such a bulky wallet. That's right, this video is sponsored by Ridgewell. Ridgewell are lightweight and compact, making them perfect replacements for the Chonky Boy. It can hold up to 12 cards plus cash and comes in a variety of colors and styles. And each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty, so one wallet could last you your entire life. They will outlive us all. And because you can click on the URL below and use the code word Eddache and get 10% plus free shipping, I have been made officially a saint. Bless you, Rich Wallet. And back to the video. Scooby Doo Where Are You consists of 25 episodes, and the majority of these we can just relegate to the unimpressive man in costume category. Red Bear's ghost is just a pirate costume. Ape Man is just a gorilla costume. The minor 49er just wore a wig and a hat and stood on stilts. How'd they make a show of this? There's nothing ghostly about these guys, aside from maybe some wires and some secret passages. So many goddamn secret passages, oh my god! Who's the architect of these places? MC Escher? The artist? Too niche? Okay, let me try again. Who's the architect of these places? Minecraft?
I didn't laugh.
Sometimes the paranormal activity isn't even explained. How did this vampire disappear? How does this witch doctor levitate? How is this bone flying? Is it too much to ask that this kids' detective show explains absolutely everything to me? Is it? Why are these apparently regular dudes so surprisingly strong? Why? Because. Why because? Just because. I am your mum now. Now sit down and eat your pocket money. So now we've cut the lame and the unexplained, we can focus on the ghosts that actually demonstrate supernatural abilities that we can demonstrate. Remember, we want to make a ghosts, such as the ghost of Captain Cutler. A Clue for Scooby-Doo is the title of this episode, which also acts as the synopsis for the whole show, as well as the opening lyric of my debut scat album. A clue for Scooby-Doo, a clue for Ba-Ba-Da-Boo, a clue for Scooby-Doo, Ba-Ba-Ba-Ba-Chee-Ba-Da-Ba-Da-Ba-Da. The ghost of Captain Cutler, who turns out to be Captain Cutler but not a ghost, spooked people away from the graveyard of ships with a diving suit that glowed, like a Big Daddy who works at an airport. But how does he glow so?
Glowing seaweed. Phosphorum pyrifera.
So I ordered some Phosphorum pyrifera, but like my self-esteem, there is none. Glowing seaweed is completely made up for the episode, but what does exist is bioluminescent algae.
Has a diversion.
Living organisms known as dinoflagellates that essentially absorbs light during the day and emits them during the night. But can we use this to make our own scary scuba diver? I imported some algae.
Has a diversion.
They may be a plant, but they need special controlled conditions. Even direct sunlight could kill them. I carefully transferred them to a see-through container and included our diver, where he could remain submerged for 24 hours. Because they needed this extra level of care, I couldn't help but bond to them. Their tiny lives in my fat, stupid hands. Now I finally know what it feels like to be a father. It was time to put our glowy boys to the test. Let's hope this works. It's difficult to catch on film, but with some light shaking, the algae sparkled a beautiful blue glow. The time invested paid off, and I was rewarded with a light show like nothing I've seen up close before. It's genuinely kind of magical. But what about the diver? I retrieved the little guy, and he did not glow up. The algae dripped away immediately and didn't glow without the water. Our Lego diver may be plastic, but the diver dress is made out of copper, brass, bronze and rubber, aka waterproof. So no water means no glow. I have now debunked a ghost from 1969. Take that, Satan. But what was the deal with the Phosphorum pyrifera thing? Because someone on the Scooby-Doo team was super horny for phosphorus.
Phosphorus, 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 phosphorus.
So what is it? Well, amongst other things, It's an explosive! It's a chemical element that can be highly reactive to oxygen and as a result creates a glow effect. It's also a military-grade explosive and Amazon won't send me any. Phosphorescence, despite the similar name, isn't made of phosphorus, but it's how we get the more novelty glow-in-the-dark things, like toys and paint, which is probably more along the lines of what they were going for. Unless there was an episode of Scooby Doo I missed.
Hey, look, a can of phosphorus.
Another common theme for Scooby Doo ghosts are movie projectors, from the extraterrestrial to the culturally inappropriate. But without something to project the image onto, it's basically a hologram, which currently can only function with some augmented reality equipment, such as the Microsoft HoloLens or the Dragon from the Nintendo 3DS. Getting objects to display in a volumetric display like Tony Stark is possible by illuminating particles with specially targeted lasers, but it's currently pretty small. Either way, we're not at the point now, nor in 1969, where we can use it to scare off people in order to win a dog contest. And in What the Heck's Going On, the gang use a projector to create ghostly images. This is kind of possible. Projection mapping is the technique of projecting onto different shaped objects like buildings, usually to create optical illusions. So that could be what's being done here, especially with the depth of field, but in ghost terms, it's just projecting on a wall, and that's a bit shit. In Hassle in the Castle, doesn't sound quite right in a British accent, does it? We have a phantom who passes through walls and people. How did they do it?
It was merely an illusion, done with trick mirrors and a special projector.
This trick is actually reminiscent of Pepper's ghost. The gist is you have a sheet of transparent glass picking up the reflection of either a brightly lit object or a projector hitting a mirror. It's a trick that's in wide usage from the Haunted Mansion to teleprompters to... yeah, even that. And it's easy to reproduce. First thing I need to do is set up the camera. That's a light stand. Ow. Oh no. Ow no. Ah. Ah. Ow. A sheet of glass. You know these little pegs, these little... I hate them. I hate them. Ow. Ow. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh. Ah. There we go. Look at that. Ow. It just looks like I'm a small child. Ow. Well, shit. That's working, so I'm not here. However, there's a problem with Pepper's ghost. As it requires a sheet of glass at specific angles to capture the illusion, during the scenes where the Phantom chases them around, from their perspective would just be a sheet of glass flying towards them, which, you know, that's fair. I'd run too. Technology doesn't play a huge part in Scooby Doo.
Technology!
There's this statue that's actually a parade float, but I don't need to tell you about counterweights to know that this wouldn't work. Every ghost in Scooby Doo Where Are You are just guys in costumes, except for one. Charlie the robot is an actual robot. Perhaps I can build my very own robot. Perhaps not. So to help explain the technicalities of this tech anomaly, I turn to the General Sciences YouTube channel, Boney Right.
Charlie is presented in a way we imagine robots based on films and games, and he's quite superior in many things. He juggles, he rides a roller coaster, he serves food and drinks, and he climbs quite complex obstacles. Could such a do-it-all autonomous robotic guy exist in our real world? Well, we have robots that can juggle. Earlier versions were like some manufacturing machines, and Disney Research had been developing a robot that could interact with Disneyland visitors by playing catch.
Oh, okay. Hey, robot, catch! What was that?
Robots don't ride roller coasters, but rather become one themselves with VR headsets for an immersive experience. In 2015, a Hub Zero theme park in Dubai got their own robo-coaster for a Dragon Age ride. You've probably heard about the robo-waiters in some Chinese restaurants, or semi-autonomous delivery robots that were tested in the streets of San Francisco and then heavily restricted. Well, at least we can still have a coffee with the robo-barista.
One coffee, please!
And as for complex obstacles, at the forefront of robotic mobility is Boston Dynamics. They've managed to develop different types of humanoid and animal-like units that could easily ascend hills on stiff terrain, or cope with closed doors and stairs. What a good boy. So, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, something like Charlie doesn't exist, but maybe one day he could. You only need to take a Boston Dynamics Atlas, add hands to handle all other tasks, and hope that this abomination doesn't malfunction.
That can happen? So far, this ghost party is dead, and not the good kind. So let's speed things up. Climbing walls using suction cups. Without a smooth surface, the suction cups cannot grip, so a glass skyscraper is fine, but Scooby would need to find another way to hang himself. Hypnosis by evil clowns. While it can have therapeutic benefits, hypnosis cannot force you to do things against your will, only what you actually want to do.
You will eat all the Halloween candy and leave none for the children.
Yeah, okay.
Transparent plastic skis to look like you're flying. Technically possible, but light, shadows, and any marks makes it immediately obvious. Otherwise, like birds would fail to notice anything glass.
Floating water!
A fan-powered flying table. Okay, fans cannot fly using push power, but they can with pull power, like a drone. Now that's scary. Ugh, nothing's working. A helium balloon ghost? That's not even floating. An inflatable witch? That's not even a witch. Dry ice? That's not even a ghost. Getting covered in flour? That's it. That's it. That's every ghost in Scooby Doo. Where are you? All of them. I tried everything. And no ghost. How do I end this story now? Unless, of course, all the clues are coming together now. Typically, the gang are the most rattled by the ghost when they first hear of it. And then as they get more exposure to the ghost, the more skeptical they become. Ghosts are not real. So if you hold any ghost up to scrutiny, there will always be a flaw. But Scooby Doo teaches us that the best ghosts are in the stories we tell. And to let the imagination do the rest of the work. There's just one more loose end. Time to unmask this ghost. Just as I thought. It's some dead guy. Oh, and look, there's another one. And another one.
Hey, I keep telling you, stop unzipping the body bags.
Ooh, and another.
Ghost!
I just want to give a massive shout out to Boney Wright for collaborating on this video with me. They're an animated educational YouTube channel that does stuff about general sciences and stuff going on in the world right now. And there's a lot going on in the world right now, so yeah. Do be sure to check them out and tell them that Eddache sent you. And as always, if you like what I do, then please consider supporting me on Patreon.